made it beat, by the way.
I'll just bear with me. Hey, what's going on, y'all? We are here with another episode of The Corner. This is episode, what is it, 26? 6? Yeah. Episode 26.
26.
We get a little far. Sometimes you gotta try to remember where we're at.
Yeah.
So this is episode 26, and this episode is entitled Politically Correct. So tonight, you see the setup has changed a little bit. We definitely about to have a good powwow on this subject because it's been a burning topic for a while. So I think I know a couple people in this corner already, and I'm just ready to get down with it, man. Throw some punches in this thing, see what's going on. So again, this is episode 26 of The Corner. This is Politically Correct. To my right, we got
Mac.
I'm K1,
And so
and here we are with another episode of The Corner. So let's get it.
yeah.
So, politically correct being, I guess, living in consideration of those around you, I guess, would be a good way to describe the way politically correct is being used today.
Mm-hmm.
See, I have these conversations pretty much every day in the workshop with a coworker. So, as far as let's just jump, ain't no dabbing your toe. Let's just go ahead and jump right in.
Full send it. There we go.
Full sin mode. But there's all right. I'm gonna pull some punches.
All right.
There are groups of people that are evolving and developing today that are in your face, out loud, demanding equality and, I guess lack of disagreement with their particular lifestyles and such like that, which everybody knows me. I don't give a fuck. Do what you gonna do. That's fine. Like, I judge nobody for the way they live their life. You live your life, the best you see fit to keep yourself, somewhat content with your existence or whatever. You do what you do.
Yeah.
Got no complaints. Now, where my complaint is, ain't nobody out here saying, hey, I'm heterosexual. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody dancing up and down the street trying to do nothing like that. Like, we just are,
Yeah.
And then you have those that are like, hey, I'm this, hey, I'm that, and then you got a new one popping up like every other week now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and not necessarily just orientation, just groups of people that, live their life a certain way and demand that their way of life be accepted, which, I guess based off of how we develop this country, this is the land of the free, whatever you do, what you do. But at the same time, these groups of people hollering for equality and acceptance and blah, 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 y'all are at the back of a very, very long line of people who are still waiting for equality and acceptance and blah, 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 blah. See, at least most people that are of, I guess, not the I don't want to say norm because that almost sounds insulting, not to be insulting, but like the newly developed groups, we'll say, there are literally hundreds of years put into fighting for equality and acceptance, and which I get it. Today we're supposed to be progressive and be more open-minded about everything, which is cool. But where you cross the line is where you're almost sort of like forgetting where other people have fought and demanded equality and still don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
And then really at the bottom of it, I guess my main point, learn how to take a joke. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like dead ass. Like, I feel like Dave Chappelle or something. Like, I don't hate, dislike, judge nothing for the way it is, but if something's funny, then it's funny. You know what I'm saying? You got too many people that get offended over some stuff that ain't even that serious. And it's like, how many times a black person got to walk down the street and hear some like literally dead ass meant to be racist, but not necessarily racist stuff coming out of somebody's mouth, and we just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? And, but you know, it seems like like I said, newly developed groups seem to be intolerant of that. Which I mean, I guess you know, if you aren't happy with the way you treated, then do something about it, or you know, get used to it, or whatever. But I'm just here to let you know that these other groups of people that have been around for a while, what are we supposed to be doing about that? You know what I'm saying? So we're supposed to jump them and then fix all y'all problems, and then what? Go back to the normal for us? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody else. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, just to your point, I don't think there'll ever be a time where everything is just equal as it should be.
Right.
I just don't think it'll ever
It's
happen.
not. Yeah, it's
Because
really not.
like you said, something new is always popping up. So we might get to the point like, yeah, everybody's cool. You know, we're fine with how you are. We're fine that, you know, you might be a different race and all that, and something else might pop up. Oh, bump different race. How about your toenails? What's your toenails look like? And then that's a whole nother
That's a whole
nother
it is,
thing. You know what I
right.
mean? So I don't think, you know, of course we want to see that utopia, but I don't see it happening. You know, I just feel like it's just gonna be a constant fight. It's gonna be either you stand your ground or you just get behind the line.
Yeah.
So you know, it's definitely something that, you know, it could definitely be better, but you know, like Anthony said, it's a long line. So it's just, you know, like, but when it comes to, I guess, the culture we have now, or the culture that we're living in now, it's like it's just so hard to just be you, because apparently being you is, you know, not normal now.
Right.
So, you know, that's what's funny to me, because my thing is, if you're constantly telling me like, yeah, it's okay, be yourself. Okay, I'm myself, but I need you to be like me. Wait a minute, how am I gonna be myself when I'm gonna be like you? It don't make sense.
Right.
And you know, that's the whole thing, as far as just trying to make sure you don't offend people, but then at the same time trying to stay your ground. And I know we've had a conversation before where it was just like, okay, you got this cancel culture just telling you there's a time again, you need to get with the program, But then when you speak up like, okay, what about my program? Oh, yours doesn't matter.
Right.
How does that work? How's that working or whatever? But you know, when it comes to being politically correct or whatever, I mean, it just comes down with anything. It's not just racism, but you know, it could just be colorism. It could also be like how somebody's portrayed in a movie or things of that nature. You feel like it's not up to par. Hey, let's change that. But you know, I think some people are getting to the point where it's getting to like nothing can be made without it being an issue.
Right. There's
That
always
makes
going to be a
sense.
naysayer.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's getting to the point, it's just like, well, hell, I guess we're just gonna watch PBS for the rest of our lives.
Right.
if that's the case, because it's,
Y'all made a whole movie production studio redevelop an entire character. You feel me? Like,
oh yeah, he's talking about Sonic.
bro.
He's talking about
That's
Sonic. Now
crazy.
this is a funny story. So when the movie Sonic came out, whatever, the character, I'm not gonna lie, I ain't gonna sit here and flex and say I thought the character looked good. No, the character looked trash.
It was like, you know,
So
it
it was justifiable.
It wasn't necessarily
Right.
the best representation of Sonic, but I'm still saying, like, let's say they didn't change the character. They kept that same character in the actual movie. The movie was still good as fuck to me. I enjoyed
It probably would have.
personally.
Yeah, I liked it.
It was good.
Because I mean, I just feel like at the end of the
It's
day,
on Hulu.
it's on Hulu.
Yeah.
I just feel like at the end of the day or whatever, like, just saying that, you know, for instance or whatever, like, even if he didn't get changed, I probably wouldn't have had a big problem with it. I probably
You know
still
what
would
I'm
have
saying?
watched it. If the movie was good, then the movie was good. But let's just say, for instance, like, the biggest, well, I'll say probably for the biggest movies for me, Dragon Ball Z Evolution sucks. Sucks. I wish we had the cancel culture back then. Like I wish they would have canceled that. And I'm not even a big DBZ fan, but I looked at it, I'm like, this is not Dragon Ball Z. What is this?
No, there was something loosely based off of Dragon Ball Z. Like, there was just the same name characters, and then the rest
That's all
was
it
just
was.
they did their own thing.
They made fillers, and I was just like, wow. But you know, it's just like, you know, in a sense, it's almost like now, in a sense, cancel culture not necessarily a bad thing, but it's like I feel like there should be levels.
How far is too far?
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. How far? Yeah, exactly. How far is too far? I feel like there should definitely be levels, because it shouldn't be, you know, like, hey, you know, let's say, I don't know, just something. I ain't gonna call it minuscule because it might be something big to someone else.
Somebody, yeah.
But you know, just might be something little. Like somebody, you might have a black person that's wearing Tommy Hilfiger. Why is he wearing Tommy Hilfiger? Maybe because he likes the brand. Oh, but don't you know such and such brand did this and that and third? Oh, I didn't know we was taking that far. I just thought the brand looked dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, but
Right.
just like little things like that or whatever. But I want to take up the floor. So anybody want to jump in? Go ahead.
Continue.
I know I can go on, so that's why I'm just
go
go
on.
ahead.
Yeah,
No.
this is why this is going.
So, all right, earlier in the week, you know, we do have a group chat set up, so we know we occasionally, like, a lot of the ideas we get is in our group chat.
Well,
and
you know, a majority of us participate in the group chat.
Wow.
Damn, that's crazy.
That's crazy. I'll participate.
I digress.
we ain't speaking on that.
My name is Casper for a reason.
Right. No, I'll just go ahead and throw this on the table.
That's
So in the
tough.
group chat,
That's
we
tough.
all got nicknames. This is Black Man.
For
I'm
reasons.
back.
For reasons.
For reasons. I'm back.
I might do a separate segment.
Yo, Black Man, we're gonna get your own show.
We
Black
might.
Man.
We
You're gonna be
might.
like,
Black Man
you're gonna be like Paul Mooney.
Yikes.
Yo, ask a
Oh.
Black Man a question.
Hell, I'll write some jokes for that. Black Man Chronicles.
Black man.
That'd be a good little segment.
All right, we'll brainstorm on that. No.
And you know, I'm Batman, and then if you know anything about Batman, I'm just gonna leave it at that. They know what it is anyway.
Yeah.
And this right here is our Joker. So of course there's that combativeness between us two because I'm Batman, he's Joker. And then we got over here where he was calling the ghost. This is Casper. And we call him Casper because we hear nothing from this man during the week.
He might peep in.
He might be in.
What's going on?
Right.
That's
They
56
gone like the
messages.
wind.
Nah.
Right. But then even then, it was like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. We'd be about to sleep. Like,
What's up, guys?
Right.
That's what I'm up.
Right.
But anyway, we normally really
Nice
hear from
shift
him.
life.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Nice
I've been there. So basically, for him, you know, we probably won't hear from him until about 6 or 7 on the day that we actually shoot, and then we know he's coming. Then we know he's coming. Other than that, that's the story behind these names. But anyways, so the group chat earlier, Matt had sent us a video. It was a video of Candace Owens and, you know, like her perspective on different things. And if anybody know anything about Candace Owens, she's a conservative. And, you know, I actually looked at the whole video thoroughly. I looked at everything she was talking about. Some things I agreed with, some things I didn't. And I even brought this up to Matt earlier. I said, so what's the difference between conservatives and cancel culture? So I definitely want to dig into that because in a sense, you know, we keep talking about cancel culture, but at the same time, conservatives, there's some things they don't like, they want to see going.
Right.
Now, do they put forth the effort to do like what the cancel culture does? No.
really.
They sit here more so. I'm gonna say they sit here more so complaining, and I say that because some of them actually do something about it. But then when you see the end result behind it, you was like, was it really that big of a deal for you
Right.
to take them steps to do what you did?
Right. We
And
have
that's
folks
the
complaining
barrier.
about bigger things out here.
Right,
You know,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the barrier. Go ahead, man.
Well,
Go ahead.
Well, I feel as though I won't consider conservatives complainers. I think that's kind of. I'm not gonna say that's disrespecting, but I mean I think that's kind of like lowballing what conservatives do, especially from the Candace
First
Owens.
off, do you
Yes,
consider
sir.
yourself a conservative?
I'm not sure.
Really
He asked me that,
Just
but
kinda-
I just happen to have. Yeah, I don't. You know, certain things make sense. I just don't know
Right.
if I can put a title behind it.
As we talked about in the chat earlier this week,
Yeah.
I like to have my feet firmly planted on the conservative side while leaning over
to
into
right,
the liberal side.
like the Michael Jackson smooth criminal
right,
lean,
you know what I'm
like
saying?
that lean.
Okay, we'll continue.
Yes, sir. So, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call conservatives complainers or just anybody that thinks, you know, on that side of the field as complainers, because the way I see it, a lot of things that we see now in the world is planned for a purpose. It's planned for a certain purpose, you know. Since everybody's been talking about it, you know, I'll just bring it up. the whole Lil Nas X thing, you know, the video.
Ooh, yes, let's get into that.
Okay. I decided to look at the video. I was like, well, man, let me look at it.
Right.
Maybe I might have something
See
to
what
talk
the
about.
hype's about.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then, chat amongst us,
Right.
So I couldn't even make it to a whole minute.
I mean,
Of the
visually, the video is
It's out
interesting.
there.
It's
Yeah.
interesting.
It's interesting.
Now, okay, so
Mhm.
let's try. Let me see if I can combine it with the politically correct. If we're trying to stick to a politically correct society, technically, some of the things portrayed in the video were, to me, not necessarily politically correct. Like, to me, which a lot of his fans did come out and, speak against, we got kids that follow you and blah, blah, blah. And, and he did have a fair response. It's not necessarily my concern to, entertain your children for my career, you know what I'm saying, which is cool. But at the same time, if we're speaking on politically correctness, why is it that just saying something off the cuff, like in a regular everyday conversation, can be checked, but then you got people pole dancing down to hell and giving Satan a lap dance half naked with braids as a whole hybrid gender thing that was going on there? You know what I'm saying? So why is it that the extremes of certain things can be accepted, but the smallest tiny little comment or something can be, let's say, let's put that next to fucking Gina Carano, because I put the target on my back about that issue.
Gotcha.
As far as what she was canceled for, ultimately, I guess the last straw that broke the camel's back was the Holocaust comparison, which, granted, the Holocaust is a very touchy, subject for a lot of people, and I understand where politically correctness would come into it.
But so is slavery.
Huh? Well, fair enough.
But
So, to me, when it comes to something like that, what she was comparing it to, which, not saying that I'm not going to co-sign and say that she was correct about the message she was trying to send, but what the images that she was comparing and the I guess the techniques or whatever that people were using in the pictures that she was comparing was very similar. You know what I'm saying? So she wasn't necessarily completely out of bounds with what she was saying. She was expressing her opinion on the issue, and
like anybody else does.
Right, you know what I'm saying? You have a right to express your opinion. I'm not, like I said, I'm not judging anybody's opinion, on how they express themselves. You do you over there. You saying something ain't making two shits and a fuck over here on what I'm doing every day. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm scrolling. It happens every day. I'm scrolling. Boy, you stupid scroll. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's all it takes. But you got these people that are out here that's oh, nope, red flag, cancel. Your whole career over. You know what I'm saying? Over expressing yourself.
But she's also a Disney.
Well, she was. Which, I mean, Disney does try to have a strict moral code, at least to the public. But
shout the homie Paul Pierce.
But
shout the homie Paul Pierce too, man. You are the king. You gonna be our
See,
we'll get to that. We'll get to that though. Yeah.
But as far as what I'm saying, when we're talking about politically correctness, if you put Lil Nas X's video and hell, really just overall outside of musical career lifestyle, what he does, next to Gina Carano's shit, how is it that Gina Carano's career was technically almost ended based off of a not completely unheard of comparison, but you got other folks doing let's not just key in on Lil Nas X, because it's not like he's the first one to do something controversial, which is why I'm trying to figure out why the world was shocked by this. But but to me, this was not as bad as this, and I'm not going to say bad, but it wasn't as extreme or dynamic as this. But all he got was some backlash from Nike and some fans, and his money's still straight. His fan base is still pretty solid outside of kids. You know what I'm saying?
But the difference is she was a Disney employee and she was representing Disney at the time of the post, and Lil Nas X is an internet troll, an artist.
Fair enough.
So his older fans expect that from him.
That's
Jenna, not so much, and Disney wasn't going for that at all.
Well, see, but this is my thing though. Disney didn't take any swift correctional action until the public took over the podium and said, "Hey, no, that's bad." But when Lil Nas X came out, he's not honestly really taking any type of hit. Like legitimately, you know what I'm saying? Like the kids that he has as fans, the parents kind of came out and said something about that, but kids definitely is not maybe a small portion of his fan base. He's not really getting hurt by that. Like his career is not in jeopardy based off of such an extreme. It all ties in together, the whole shoe deal and all that. The company that made the shoe is the one taking most of that backlash. Like they got sued for not just $1 million that the shoes sold for, but everything else they got going. They basically taking that company down at this point. But Lil Nas X is still out there doing, like, I guarantee you next week he posting a troll video. You know what I'm saying?
Well, which is what I said, anything that we see now is planned, I kind of had to sit back a little bit because it's not just him. I don't want viewers thinking that I'm just attacking him because he's not the only person.
It's not an attack. It's a current event that we worth discussion.
Got you. So I guess my so after I seen that little minute, the minute that I watched of the video, and then of course him getting all this, because all publicity is good publicity,
for him. At this
for
point,
anybody.
in this situation.
Yeah, but it's just like I'm on the fence of where I'm leaning towards the side where where I'm like there's no way I think that this was his idea to do. You know what I'm saying? Like and then to put it out there, and then of course, because you still have one side that's saying, oh, this is right, and then you got the other side that's saying, well, siding with it. Me personally, I'm on the side of like this. That shit is not okay. Just
I get that.
Just off the strength of just the whole premise of that video, I couldn't imagine him. Well, I mean, I couldn't imagine because you just got people got hired people that controls media and shit like that. This performance would probably be on the Grammys or something, just like Cardi B and Meg Stallion's WAP performance on the Grammys.
Crab walking on stage to each other.
I got you. I got you. Hold on. But yeah, dry up in the microphone. I mean, I didn't necessarily find that, but no backlash from it.
You know what I'm saying?
And what's crazy, and just from the Candace Owens video, she brought aware that Cardi was named Woman of the Year, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she was also like, how is that so when she's openly admitted that she's drugged men and robbed them, and then of course by Bill Cosby standards, she should be in prison. However, the powers that be, she's walking on stage and labeled as Woman of the Year.
Right.
And a lot of people are okay with that.
That's true.
I'm not necessarily okay, but that's just me.
I mean, if we're being actually politically correct, then there should be a broader enforcement on that movement, not necessarily just, oh, well, that's entertaining to look at, so we're not really going to do too much about that. But we have enough people say, which is crazy because the world literally, like, internet broke when the whole devil shoe and all that shit came out. And like, as we talked about in the chat, this is not the first satanic clothing item to hit the, retail. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's whole, literally entire companies based off of just that. You know what I'm saying? So as far as, which I guess some people will say, well, it's Nike though. Well, I mean, that could be true. They ain't really have enough. Did you see Nike advertising a 666 shoe? No, you did not. Like, you know what I'm saying? The shoe dropped in somebody's hand, and it was taken from that point, not necessarily,
Nike said, hold on, big fella.
Right. So there are definitely a lot of double standards. There are definitely a lot of gray areas where it seems that, like, if it's in question, I guess it comes down to, like, to what? You know what I'm saying? Money, reputation, respect, whatever. Because you have people that are on, a platform to speak and express themselves on a higher level than everybody else.
Yeah.
Now, because like it's especially since COVID happened, everybody's sitting at home and they're basically almost forced to look at screens and everything now.
Yeah.
You know, a lot more is being viewed. I get that, but as far as the reaction overall, like I'm trying to understand how come it seems like something minor can be blown completely out of proportion, and then a literal, out loud, in your face, complete example of I don't give a fuck, I'm about to do whatever I'm going to do, you know, not concerned what anybody has to think about it, can walk off scot free. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's considered expressing.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand.
At the end of the day, man, sex sells. Whether it's Lil Nas X doing what he did or Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion do what they did on stage, sex has been selling for years and it's not gonna change.
Right.
So therefore, in the eye, like, oh man, that's nasty. They shouldn't have been done that, but it's still gonna sell.
Right. Mm-hmm.
No publicity is bad publicity because I mean, at the end of the day, that's what's out there. It's been going on for years.
They
since
did
Foxy
what?
Brown, Lil Kim. I mean, all this stuff has been going on,
on,
you know, for a minute now. So it's marketing. That's how they do things. You know, now when it came to, now I know you had something to say, so.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, do I have to hold my tongue on any of this stuff?
No, sir. Well,
except for the whole.
That depends on.
You know what I'm talking about.
The whole.
You know
insertion
what I'm
stuff.
talking about. You know what I'm talking
Entering, bringing
The
in
prelude
stuff.
to this episode.
Yeah. I might keep that out.
We already mentioned it today.
Nah, because what I was trying to say, I know a lot of people might be tired of me and probably my wife when we talk about the whole like God and demonic stuff when we get into these conversations. But me personally, I think like with the whole Lil Nas X video, I feel like they have an agenda to do, and I feel like their agenda is to send as many people to hell as possible. Because it's a lot of people who love Lil Nas X, who probably even idolize Lil Nas X. You feel me? Like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? He's sliding down the pole to hell, you know, dancing with the devil. I want to do that too. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that's what the agenda is. Maybe it's not his agenda, but the people who own him. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The
that's
people
what I'm
who
saying.
own
This
him,
is
that's their agenda.
That's what I'm saying. This everything's been purposeful for whatever reason. Like I said, I don't think Lil Nas X honestly had it in his idea to do some shit like this. Personally,
It was probably brought to him. Yeah.
Same thing with
same
thing with D Wade.
Damn.
No, I don't know about
Son/daughter.
daughter.
You know, same thing with him. I feel like this is something they ain't want to do. I feel like they're being controlled and making that happen. You feel what I'm saying? Just to allow more people to come out, more younger kids and everybody to come out. You know what? I'm gay. I want to change my parts too. You feel what I'm saying? And
quite possible.
I mean, that goes to what we talked about before, as far as like, you know, as far as almost trying to make self-mutilation cool at a young age. We touched on that or whatever. Now, personally, and I'll say it, I don't give a damn what nobody feel with me saying it. I don't think that's okay for no child to go through no process like that.
Facts.
Wait until you're grown to a certain age. If that's something you still want to do, then go ahead and do it. But
Get to
at
the
your age,
scenes at least before you
That's
start
what I'm
talking about, hey, I don't want a penis anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? like, and let them get to their teens before you start giving them options. Like, hey, so do you want to be a girl today? You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's. To me, that kind of I don't want to say warps a child's mind, but like the stage that a child's mind is in, which like we can all speak from experience because we've all been children. But like to me, at that young of an age, and you're giving them such a vast control over their existence, what major world-altering decision would you lay at a 5-year-old's feet? You know what I'm saying? Like, but you sitting here letting him represent himself or letting her represent herself, whatever, you know, that gender they want to represent themselves as. That, how do you feel that it's okay to lay something like that out to such a young being? Because you talking about the same 5-year-old that's gonna go out there and be like, hey, there's a unicorn in the middle of the road. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to me, I'm not gonna say like spoiling the mix or whatever, but like at such a tender young age, I don't really feel like they have the capacity to make such a sound decision.
Yeah,
the age of
imagination.
mind
Right.
is down, so you can shape it.
Exactly. And to me,
Imagination is fast.
that could potentially cause, like, we already got so much craziness going on in this world, like, as it is today, but, like, to me, that could cause so much commotion and turmoil leading into the future when you've got children that grew up literally whatever they said goes, becoming adults now, and they're used to whatever they say goes. And I feel like that's where a lot of these modern generations have kind of come from, because they were loosely raised by people that weren't necessarily ready to have kids in the first place, and so now they're kind of free thinkers and like, all right, well, whatever action or thing that I wanted to do for whatever time happened at that point all my life. So by the time you get to high school and adulthood, you still in the same mind track of thinking. So whatever I think should be said, should happen, blah, 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 you going out there and doing it. And then you got a whole world full of people that are like, I don't like what you said. 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 And to me, there's no peace coming out of that. Like, there should be some sort of structure laid in the foundation of the development of a person to, like, I'm not saying don't let them be a free thinker, but there should be at least some sort of like resistance to things that aren't necessarily openly accepted already. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand, like, I guess that makes me sound like maybe I'm stuck to old fashioned ways and, you know, an old head. I'm not a closed minded person. I understand your opinions and, you know, actions and everything like that. But to me, if you're expecting normality and peace and equality and all that shit, you gotta find the middle ground between being quiet and fucking shit up because things ain't going your way. You feel me? Like, it seems like today people are going from 0 to 60 like that. Just as soon as it doesn't matter if they're offended, the world knows about it. And to me, I don't think that's necessarily a proper way for society to be built on. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't sound like that adds up to a peaceful society to me.
Because, I mean, we've had that conversation as far as just evolution, as far as, you know, just speaking up and things of that nature. Like, you know, like based on one of our episodes when we were coming up, we didn't have that platform to just express ourselves and say, you know, I'm this, I'm that, can you help me, blah, blah, blah. But now you got the next generation coming up and just taking a whole 360 to it. Like, no, you're going to hear me, whether you want to hear me or not. Like I said, I never say it's a bad thing, but then, you know, at the same time, you know, coming up as kids or whatever, we wish we could have said certain things. And now we still dealing with them years later or whatever. But I feel like even if it was given to a point for parents or whoever was to listen, it would have been just as fine. Like, if I'm telling you something's wrong, okay, let me listen to you and figure out what's going on. Have that conversation versus, okay, you gonna hear me whether you like it or not. You gonna accept this, accept that, blah, blah, blah. Some things just need to be, like you said, some things just need to be kind of find that niche, find that hole. Don't force it. Just, you know, try to go with the flow of things.
Be resourceful. Don't be just blatantly head down moving forward towards an issue that doesn't necessarily really, okay, your issue got solved. What about the rest of the world? You know what I'm saying? Like, the people are still waiting for their issues to be solved. And to me, that to me, that's unhealthy. Like, and how people are shocked at the way society's become. Look at some point somebody had to let the shit happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, and as far as like being shocked about things that go on in the world, like I said, there's literally Lil Nas X video did not shock me. The satanic shoe he put out did not shock nothing. None of that shocked me because
the blood
it's been
shocked me. That's
I mean, the little drop of blood or whatever, sure, I guess that could be controversial, but like, there's still been many other things that are worse than putting a drop of blood in somebody's shoe. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I don't understand how, and I guess it's a little bit off topic. Like, it's, I guess, a sort of a glimpse of what's going to come in Dancing with the Devil 2. Is how powerful of a Christian are you if a satanic shoe blew your fucking mind? You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, if you sitting here in a shoe, like, oh, look at Satan working. Do you not see the world around you and a shoe is what you focusing on? Like, to me, that doesn't compute. Like I don't get that. But
because, I mean, with that being said, I think the only drawback was it was just in your face. Like, there's so much stuff that's going on that you see or whatever, but people choose not to act upon it. But this whole thing with the Lil Nas X video and all that, it was just boom in your face. Like, hey, this is what he doing. You see the devil, you see the Garden of Eden, all that, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I hate for people to say, like, oh, Lil Nas was a kid's artist. No, he wasn't. Because if you listen to Old Town Road, he talking about leaning his bladder. What's a 3-year-old know about leaning their bladder? Like, so none of that computed. What people focused on was the chorus.
Old Town Road.
Take my, you know, that's what they focus on. They was like, oh yeah, the kids love it. So Lil Nas came to perform that, but he didn't say everything he said in his song.
Right.
Now, granted, the original,
Was it the Hey Y'all song? Andre 3000, That's about similar, like, cause you know people, cause you know, and that was an interesting line, cause the whole song is pretty much based on a couple not succeeding in a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was an interesting line, which I do, you know, this is one of those lines where I actually give it up to Andre, you know, where he says, "Y'all don't want to hear me, y'all just want to dance," right? that part, I was like, wait a minute, why you say that? So then I went to when it was still rapgenius.com, looked up the lyrics. I was like, oh,
Okay.
that's what he says.
Right.
And it's crazy because the beat was, you know, the beat was the beat. Everybody's familiar with the beat.
I can get jiggy with this.
Yeah, everybody can get jiggy with it.
Yeah.
You literally don't hear the words. Like,
if you're not,
like,
if you're somebody literally
yeah.
just listening to it on leisure time, you know,
Yeah,
just
like,
you're not paying attention
after
to
you
what
get
he's really
past-
meaning. That's a lot of music
Yeah.
out here.
but after you get past, alright, daddy, don't mess around. And after that, you don't hear anything. And then you hit that little break where it says, y'all don't really hear me, y'all just want to dance. And shake it. Shake it, shake it. Like, you don't hear nothing else of the song. I'm like, damn, like, you smart. I guess to bring it back to, you know, to the topic, like you said with the shoe, you know, you're not focused on famine. You're not focused on, you know, heavy restrictions
Chaos
on guns.
in general, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, chaos amongst the world. Y'all just see this shit.
This shit.
And
I don't
and,
like it. Scroll
yeah.
past it. Like, it's literally that easy.
Yes.
Like, I don't understand how that was such a.
But that is the one thing I gotta give it up to Lil Nas X, you know, for. That was some good ass marketing. Cause I mean he got the, you know, cause people's gonna click
You
on
got
that
the public's
site.
attention,
Yeah, people's gonna click on that site. You know, like people's gonna see it either whether it was positive or negative.
Right.
Didn't matter. He was getting all of it. You know, it was all funneling into this one. You know, it was all coming into this little funnel, and he got it.
Right.
You
That's
know,
why I'm saying, like, he basically walked off scot-free next to other people who have been released or dealt with much more substantially for, in my eyes, I'm not gonna, like, I have an opinion, everybody has an opinion. In my eyes, for an event that wasn't necessarily comparable. Like, to me.
Yeah.
Rest of the world, sure, whatever. Y'all think what you want. But in my head, I didn't see, like I said, I get where she might have been crossing the line with it. Like, you know, like I said, Holocaust is a very touchy subject.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
But as far as a complete just termination versus not even Lil Nas X, other things that have been going on in the world from individuals just walking away, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, you know, they might have some people like hitting them up like, oh, I can't believe you did that, blah, 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 and then like, literally, apparently the whole Christian world was offended by Lil Nas X. That man's career is still standing, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get it. Like, not whatsoever.
I mean, I will say though, when it comes to Gina, whatever, like a lot of comments she made were pre-cancel culture.
Right.
So a lot of stuff, like there's certain things you talk about, certain things you don't talk about. So it's like when it comes to slavery, the Holocaust, probably one more other thing. It's just some stuff you just don't talk about. So even before cancel culture was a thing, I feel like she still would have got backlash. Now, would she have got canceled off Mandalorian? Probably not.
So.
Right.
But you know, this day and age, that just it wasn't smart. Especially if you working for Disney.
Right.
You know, and then, you know, people, forget that because we was talking about, Paul Pierce, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about him and his little situation.
Yes, we
So, I don't know if y'all watched the video of the whole little part of
No,
the
I
video.
saw it.
Yeah, so
my man was
a lot of
lit.
people thought but a lot of people thought he was still married. And he said in the video, no, I'm not even
No,
married.
he's not even married, no.
And you know, but even with all that being said, I guess it was just the weed and the ass for them. They was like, we got to cancel this man, even on his off day.
Yeah,
we got to
his
cancel
own
this
time.
man. You know, but I don't feel like he needed to be canceled for that. Like this man
he
is
did.
out living his life. He has a social media. Well, I mean, now from what I heard, apparently it probably would have been better if someone else was filming it instead of him. I was like, but what difference would it have made? You still see him.
It's still him.
But he's a public figure, so everyone has eyes and cameras on him at all times. So he willingly put that out there, you know.
That's
But
fine, but Trump's a public figure, and all the stuff he did, he's still out there.
Yeah.
That's a whole
that man
different
became
story.
president.
He's a cult leader. But
Cult.
That's what we gonna call. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I mean,
he basically has a cult like following. But going back to Pierce, he put that out there for everyone to see, knowing that he's affiliated with Disney.
Yeah.
ESPN, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they own
No,
it.
they own it, don't they?
They own it, but I'm just saying, but
Okay.
he's a public figure. If someone else had shot him, shoot him while he was doing everything that he was doing, it'll be a different thing. But he put that out there.
Because I feel like
It's like president before Trump, like presidents couldn't act the way Trump acted outside of, in their daily lives because they had a reputation to uphold.
right.
Okay.
He
So-
said fuck reputation.
Basically, that's what he said. Fuck the reputation, and then that's why Disney had to let him go.
How important is being politically correct if somebody who is well documented for not being politically correct becomes the president of the United States?
That does not make no
That
compute
makes
to me at all.
absolute zero sense. Man, literally the phrase was trending for months, grab her by the pussy. Like, you know what I'm saying? And president. Like, made fun of
After all that.
special education people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Literally, physically, with his own body, made fun of physically disadvantaged or disabled people
Yeah.
on stage in a speech about becoming the president. Like, and he still became the president.
You gotta think he had a strong fan following before president running, and then when he ran for president, he said the thing. It was like, oh, that's Trump. That's the man.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
The
he
weird
made the
thing-
racist statements, and of course the racists followed. And before you know it, people just loved
The
him.
part I'm never going to get past, and there's not a single Trump supporter. Like, I don't care enough about Trump to have really a full opinion about him. I think he's funny. Like, but as far as becoming president of the United States, no, I don't support that.
And
But
then again, what made that election so messed up is he put so much blame on Hillary in the email, so a lot of people
It was
didn't vote for
mudslinging.
Hillary.
Yeah, it was mudslinging.
So a lot of people threw away their votes.
I mean, that's fair, but just because, alright, so basically, sidebar for Hillary, the things that she was incriminalized for was overseas and more or less war crimes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which, not to condone her actions or say that they were noble or anything, but when at least she was more or less handling business for the country. You literally insulted members of your own country on stage and still became president. Like I said, the one issue about Trump that I will never get past and could never see supporting somebody like that is because way back in the 90s, this man is documented, interviewed, on newspaper, print, everything. Yeah, I might run for president one day, and one day I might run for president and run as a Republican. Well, why would you run as a Republican? Because they're the dumbest group of voters out there, and I know I would win. And fast forward 20-something years, here this man is literally living what he said, and they just, oh, well, no, that didn't happen. That's fake. This is literal news. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so,
It's fake news.
which is crazy because he loved calling out fake news.
Yeah.
Like, that shit was fucking
Piss on you, call it rain.
Oh my god.
crazy, bro. Like I would never get past that. So like I said, I don't really have I don't care enough to have a full opinion about the man. But like as far as somebody being the picture of America, like y'all can, which I mean, most people had a general acceptance of Obama, but the people that didn't like him can at least stand under the fact that the man presented himself well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You got a man acting a whole buffoon, don't even know the speech that he's supposed to be talking about on stage, still becoming the president. And then, hell, y'all did it again with Biden. Like, you know what I'm saying? But we're not going to get all into that. But when we're talking about politically correctness, I don't like how there's an inconsistency in enforcement on it. And that was another reason, because like I tried to be politically correct for maybe about a year, but it was just like, there's way too many fringe lines that it's like, you can't really defend that. Like if you're, all right, now this is not an insult, it's not a judgment, I'm not being condescending whatsoever. If you're a gay person and you're out here screaming, I'm gay, you know what I'm saying? Like you all in everybody's face, letting everybody know you gay, cool, there ain't nothing wrong with that. But just know that just like you have the right to be like, hey everybody, I'm gay, blah, 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 so-and-so over here got the same exact right to say, I don't like you being gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they don't physically assault you or whatever, it's wrong, that's prejudice and blah, 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 but they still have the right to say it because generally they haven't done anything to you, you know what I'm saying? And so, because what you're doing can't technically be considered wrong is the same way that what this person is saying can't technically be considered wrong.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have to understand that it's okay to live the lifestyle you want to, but at least know that there's going to be the further out you go from what's, I guess, generally socially acceptable, the more conflict you're gonna run into trying to sit there and, you know, hold the torch and be like, hey, I'm this, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. The whole world got the same right to say exactly what they want to say about how you just, you know, what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, that is completely gone on so many groups of people today. It's like, no, I'm right. I feel how I feel.
Yeah.
This is right. You know what I'm saying? And it becomes a never-ending battle of who's right, not necessarily what's right. And it's really fucking annoying. Like if I'm sitting here joking about some stuff, and like, let's say I'm a celebrity and I said some of the remarks I've been throwing back and forth here recently, just because, you know, like I said, I'm not a bad person, but shit's funny. So, like, if I was a celebrity, I'd have been done canceled by now, but technically, I've not done anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I don't get.
I think that just it comes to what I guess social norms like to play on people's entitlements, and a lot is a new wave of people that just feels that shit just needs to be handed to me because I'm breathing. And then I think it goes along with, you know, it's like, you know, the same thing, not bashing, condescending, or anything. With gay people, just because you yell out, hey man, I'm gay, or whatever. Cool.
True.
Great. That's cool. But, you know, that doesn't mean you need a Nobel Peace Prize just because you coming out announcing yourself. This is what you are, and I think that's where it comes to where that person is doing that. Right then and there, you have to accept it. I don't have to.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
But okay, cool. You know,
technically,
Coldplay,
folks
whatever.
have to accept that we're black. But
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know, I
where
mean,
we at with that?
I mean, you know, it's not like I chose to be black.
Right. At least you got some half-ass choice in what you got going on over there.
Right.
We stuck with it.
We stuck with it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
we stuck.
It should be nothing else but what we are.
Right. It's up and stuck.
At least you can somewhat hide. Like, if you, I'm not telling you to hide, but I'm saying if you necessarily, for whatever situation, had to hide, let's say you're trying to get a job that you don't think you get if it was known you were gay or whatever, at least you can somewhat hide that.
Yeah.
There are people like us, as a prime example, that step outside our house door and boom, this is what we got. You know what I'm saying? There's no turning it off. There's no putting a disguise on it. You can act how you want. You can dress how you want. You can be around the people you want. I'm a prime example. You still black. Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
And and it's just, I don't understand how it is that, like, okay, well, if you're so open-minded, how come you don't understand why just because you are a certain way doesn't mean that the world is necessarily obligated to accept you? Like, respect and, you know, equality and all that, yes. Like, I can legitimately not stand for anything about this man standing across the room has to say. You know, like, I could not support this person as a person overall and still not feel like I need to be prejudiced against him, not feel like I need to disrespect him, not feel like I need to assault him. Like, we need to, like, literally collectively, as I guess really a world, grow the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to live. Like, if there's going to be things in your life that you don't agree with, figure out how to, like, if you don't agree with it, either stay away from it or continue moving forward with the knowledge that, okay, I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not technically, as long as it's over there, why does it have anything to do with what you got going on in your day-to-day life? And I don't understand that about just people in general, whereas if you're such a naysayer about something, you feel like the energy is in you to just completely project against what somebody just said, then you need to be more concerned about what you got going on right in front of you. Facts. Like, if you got enough time to be concerned about somebody's shoe, or you got got enough time to be concerned about somebody's skin, then you kind of lacking some time in your own personal existence on moving forward. And maybe if you expanded your horizons a little bit more, would learn to be at least more accepting of something. I'm not saying you gotta agree with it, but there are certain things that I feel like you technically have to accept it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, lost on so many new cultures today. I don't get it. I'm not with it.
Let me change the battery out.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So I was on say something.
Yeah, I want to pick up.
Hold what you got. Hold what you got.
Yeah, no, I'm holding. I think one of my, I guess I'll open it with a question and then I'll kind of go over my little premise of it. I wonder what a solution would be to kind of eliminate political correctness, because from the beginning, like Vincent was saying, things is what it is. I like to think of myself as optimistic. We may not see it in our lifetime. We'll probably be dead and gone by the time everybody's in one harmony.
Everybody's
okay. Where everybody's okay. But the reason why I feel a little bit optimistic about that is because, as we've seen, this, the first wave of the new generation is a lot bolder than, previous generations.
Okay, hold on. Maybe not so much bolder, but louder. Because to me, a lot of the yelling is not backed up by much action aside from emotional outbursts.
Yeah, but I mean, you still gotta say something though.
Okay, bold in the sense of saying something, but as far as like being willing to actually put in the work to do something about the thing they're yelling about, not a whole lot of people are doing that.
Yes, right. It may have to take another generation to do that, But like I said, I think we'll definitely be
at least retired and not even really fucking with it no more.
Yeah.
We're gonna be drinking beers off by a lake somewhere and just like these kids wild.
Well, they wild, So we may have a new wave of freedom fighters, or just a generation figuring out, what, you're not my enemy,
Right.
It's really,
which in that sense, as far as racial goes, that is becoming a movement right now.
Okay.
Whereas more people are okay with each other as far as race goes. As far as lifestyle goes, that's a different story.
Yeah, that's why I said, it will be older when that probably happens, or will be gone when that happens. But once they start, acting in one accord, I do believe that, it will be some sort of a oneness that happens where, where I think everything will kind of come back full circle.
Right.
I guess as far as structure goes, or just as far as, morality goes, what else? I had something I was flowing too. I was flowing too, man. Don't do that. I saw you through the reflections. That's how. Don't do that.
I mean, I get
wow.
I mean,
that's fucked up.
So, man, until he gets it back to summarize what he said was pretty much like, probably when we die is when things will get better. Is basically what he said. It's less what I got from it.
I'm not saying I said we're old.
To bring to light what you're saying,
mm-hmm.
There were people that died 200 years ago that were, if they were alive today, they'd be like, "What the fuck happened?"
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Not just the technological progress, but the way people are and act and treat each other and everything. Because at least back, let's say hundreds of years ago, there was a sort of code of conduct for yourself in public and everything, where it's all right, you carried yourself, respectfully, in terms of, being around other people. Now things are a lot looser, where women couldn't, which thankfully progress is a good thing.
Mm.
Women couldn't be showing too much of anything, or they were thought to be, well, hell, even some of the streetwalkers were well dressed, you know what I'm saying? But now today, some of those people that died, and if they came back to life, seeing what we got walking around here, go to Atlanta in the middle of the day, you're going to see a thong bikini walking down fucking Atlantic Boulevard or something. You know what I'm saying? Little 5 points is wild today, boy. So
that's just on during work week.
So I get what you're saying, whereas fast forward another 50 to 100 years and the landscape is probably going to be different. To me, you're optimistic. I tend to be more down the middle as far as seeing the way things based off patterns go.
Yeah, he's optimistic. You're in the middle. I'm the realist.
Well, see, I was approaching this with a little
I'm
bit
being
more.
for real.
I don't want
That's
optimistic to be, to be mixed in with naive.
No,
Not
I'm not
naive.
saying
No,
naive.
no,
I'm just
no,
optimistic,
okay.
and I look at it
Right.
a different
And
way.
he's
Gotcha.
way more black and white as far as like this is what it is. Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
for me, as far as reality goes, a key term comes to mind. Every empire falls,
Yeah.
and as far as what people are seeing today, and it's not just America. Like every empire falls,
Mhm.
every empire has fallen, and at this point, we're looking at the world as an empire, and to me, it seems like it's in descent because the more like-minded people you have spreading chaos, because it's only going to get worse. Because these extreme characters in society are going to breed more extreme characters into society. Because if they grew up a certain way, their kids are going to get to certain. I didn't get to do whatever it was that they missed as a child. They're going to start throwing at their kid, and so it's just going to like continue to evolve into, in my eyes, chaos. Because if you've got certain people who are completely intolerant to the views of somebody else, collectively, if they get together and form a number large enough, then they're going to open up and spread that chaos.
Yeah.
And the modernization of America has damn near rocket boosted society into a completely different way of living. Like America, around the world, if you make it in America, if you live in America, blah 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 blah, then you big time. You know what I'm saying? America, on broad spectrum view, is a shit show right now. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, the whole world has been following our example.
Yeah.
And if America, who is the superpower of the world, is being a whole shit show, then the line is sure to follow. To me,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, just like we got some wild shit going on YouTube and everything over here in America, I can't imagine what they got going on over in countries that are less, I guess, restricted. As far as what they say and do and stuff like that on the internet and whatnot. There are countries that completely outlaw internet, like as far as like in broad use, like Cuba's still like that. Like there's only certain places you can go that you have internet, and it's limited use at that.
Yeah.
But to me, based off of the pattern, like we're talking about, history repeats itself. Every single power has fallen. You know what I'm saying? And so at some point, and that's not to say that it's not to be rebuilt and come back stronger, come back better, come back different or whatever, but to me, that shit looks like we rolling downhill right now. To me.
It's like, damn, man, where's God with this flood 0.2 and 2.0?
I can swim, Jesus. Bring it. Let's go.
We just ready to cleanse the earth, huh? Okay. All right.
But would you not agree that we need this
Damn.
reset? I'm not.
Damn.
I mean, I'm just being, of course.
Damn, Zemo. Shit. Go ahead, righteous killers. Go ahead. What y'all got to say on that?
Righteous.
Man. So basically, y'all saying we need another flood.
No, but I'm saying we need a reset.
Y'all trying to trim the fat. I hear you.
No,
all right.
I'm not saying of course I'm being facetious and but I mean we need a reset of something. So, something needs to start over.
Niggas gotta die.
I didn't say that.
That's essentially a reset.
I did not say that.
That's essentially a reset.
A reset. No, that doesn't mean death.
Mac wants martial law, guys.
No, I'm not saying that either.
Time out on that.
No.
Now we're talking about my day-to-day freedom.
I'm
straight on that one.
Yeah, no, not at all. I'm definitely not signing with that either.
I just feel like that's a strong term. If you say, hey, we need a flood 2.0, or we need some type of cleanse.
But you know,
I mean,
I didn't say
it's
cleanse.
a thing.
I did not say
Was
cleanse.
that not a cleanse?
I did not say
I'm
cleanse.
not
Was that not a
mistaken.
cleanse?
I told you I was being facetious.
I understand it, but was that not a
I'm
cleanse?
If I'm not mistaken,
I'm not
didn't
answering
he
that.
say when he come back he was gonna do it with fire this
He
time? So it ain't gonna be no flood 2.0.
Even what I'm saying is a cleanse.
Y'all did
Old
at that
Testament
point.
coming back.
It is what it is. Cigarette in mouth. It is what it is. I'm being funny, guys. Don't take this serious. I mean, no martial law.
None of that.
No, don't point at me, Vincent. I saw you through the reflection of the TV, man.
Back
Don't
for
do that.
president 2042.
Damn, 2042.
He's
Look
not.
at him,
he's
look
not
at him,
ruling
look
it
at
out.
him.
He's like,
He's like, the
well,
Rock finna do it. Hell, I can do it. The only motherfucker gonna be first. Jesus.
Cut it out, man. Cut it out.
So that happened. I don't know where to go after that.
I mean, we covered a pretty decent variety of topics.
We did.
How, sir?
We did.
It's a pretty good discussion, I think. Like, I think we all definitely had some.
Yeah, my wife even chimed
Yeah.
in. You know, she went in the
Yes.
shot.
Our
but
guest star.
She chimed in.
She's
I do
there.
have a wife. Y'all just don't ever see her. She there though.
She's
She
right
up
here.
in there.
though.
You
Yeah.
feel me? She right here.
We'll wave to
Yeah,
him.
right there.
Not really.
She
Okay.
alright. Say your hand to the camera.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on?
They heard her voice though, so you know.
Yeah.
You know she's
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna put her somewhere on there, like, hey, you know, Offspring. Kelsey put a picture up there so some people know who she is.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ending was interesting. You really, I had some more stuff to say, but you threw me off for that one.
Y'all not gonna bring up the baseball?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you. See there? See there?
Yeah.
A valued member. Come on, man.
Oh, wow, you meant
Come through.
Come through.
So, yeah. So now, I mean, I don't know all the viewers that we have, of course, or whatever, but here in Georgia, yeah, we're going through some things. You know.
We back open first and foremost.
Yeah.
Even though I think we was
feel like
anyway, we never closed.
It
But
lasted for about a month.
on paper,
Yeah.
on paper we're open.
On paper we were close, but anyways, you know, if you've been keeping up with, you know, just, you know, anything going on in GA or whatever, you know, new law has passed, pretty much, you know, Jim Crow 2.0, and of course, you know, we as a people, we're not happy about it,
No.
and a lot of the business that we're getting here, now if you don't understand that, you know, Georgia's big in itself, but Atlanta brings in a lot of business.
The
And
Hollywood.
a lot of
Yeah,
famous
because I
people.
mean, you know,
The world's
within-
largest airport, first and
Yeah.
foremost. I mean,
yeah,
Richest black population.
richest.
Indeed.
Yeah.
indeed, I'm trying to get there.
Yeah.
Feel it?
I'm trying to get there, you know.
All the Marvel movies.
It kind of feels bad, you know. There's all this gold swimming around, and you just sit outside of it, like, you know. We gonna get there.
It's
We-
nice.
It's nice.
It looks
good.
nice.
It looks
It looks good.
285 ain't just a road.
Yeah.
But no. Anyways, with that being said, we've lost a lot of business because of some of the things that's been done here in Georgia. You know, from baseball, production companies.
Movie
Yeah.
production.
Yeah, a lot of them have pretty much kind of backed out, like, oh, this how y'all state doing, y'all? Yeah, we're gonna slide up out of here because we ain't with that.
Right.
And you know, it really does suck because I remember when it came out, you know, I was really trying to figure out what was going on because the most I heard was, oh, can't nobody get water. I'm like, okay, well, bring your own water then. You know, like in my head, I'm like, bring your own water, but it was like, nah, it's deeper than that. You know, they trying to change times and things of that nature, whatever.
Yeah.
And like for me, I work a 9 to 5. I work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So some of those laws would restrict me from voting. Like I would have to take time out just to go vote based on the new times and, you know, constraints they put on voting now.
Mhm.
So it's really putting a damper on a thing on a city and a state that's such a big thing in the world.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just, man, I don't know what's next after this. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I was talking to my mom about that the other day, and hell, it does line up with the topic. That's politically correct.
Mhm.
She had something to say about the new law going into effect and everything, and she was saying that if you look at the numbers and everything of the voting that would be impacted by this new law in effect, the minorities are heavily disadvantaged in this. Like as far as like overall the ability for them to, you know, go vote, it made it more difficult for them. And then with the guidelines that I guess they're prepared to enforce now, the numbers would be more pigeonholed instead of an open, you know, polling situation.
Like the last
Yeah,
minute.
you know what I'm saying? And so, to me, you're really almost not blatantly purposefully doing something like that, but you are hindering a very large crowd from peacefully voting in a law that's supposed to be enforcing peaceful voting. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so,
mad.
right, but I guess she had a point. Like I started looking at it and I was like thinking about it. Most of the not minority crowd tends to be very serious and upfront and like, I'm gonna get this vote in, like, you know what I'm saying? whereas for the rest tend to be more or less like, oh, I'll get around to it. Like, and then now I will say that we have stepped up in the recent elections. A lot of we've been especially like.
We was kind of bullied to go to the polls.
Yeah, like it was like they was knocking on the door, they was door tapping.
Yeah, you didn't go to the polls.
Yo, look,
yeah,
like, no lie. Somebody I know, they were on Facebook and they had a Facebook friend message them, and they thought it was their friend from like back in high school. Come find out it was voting. Like, hey, you want to go vote?
Did you vote yet?
Like in Messenger, like it was heavy last year.
Yeah, so you didn't go to the polls last year. You were really hard hit.
Hey,
like
man.
you're really like.
Somebody,
Wait, you didn't vote?
All three of them.
Wait, not
Oh,
y'all
no.
voted?
Not end up hit voting.
I did an
for
absentee vote. I did an absentee
reluctantly,
vote.
but
Reluctantly, very
but,
reluctantly.
We'll talk about not voting
I
off
was
camera.
not in
yeah,
support
no,
of the candidates, honestly.
No,
Like,
it was. I was not.
Not even.
if I'm like honestly, if I'm forced to choose between,
No, I
if I'm
wasn't.
forced to choose between a turd sandwich and an asshole,
Hey, a turd sandwich and an asshole.
I'm not going
What's
to
a turd
vote.
sandwich?
Like I would rather like, hey, can we like let's drop back and punt and see if we can like go, let's rerun this. Like
Right,
let's
right.
cause honestly, looking at the candidates that were in the race, in my opinion, there were some more favorable candidates that should have made it through, but did not.
I
Now,
got
of course,
one
then
in
again, we
favor,
got with
yeah.
that going, we got things being orchestrated and stuff like that behind
Yeah.
curtains or whatever. But at the same time, publicly, the people that are not thinking like that, behind the curtain or whatever, like that's what you thought was best.
Mhm.
You feel me? Like, like out of all the people that we had lined up,
Right.
this what we got.
Man, I
Okay.
understand we have Coke and Pepsi, but I mean this Dr. Thunder
Hey,
look kind of
that RC be hitting sometimes. Like,
right.
That RC shit, ice cold RC.
You feel me?
Like,
Like-
it's actually a name brand drink.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like it's the alternative to the. Yes, that's
Royal
fine.
Crown. Okay.
This big cake sparkling punch look kind of nice though.
You know what I'm
saying?
I didn't vote because I think the government demonic, and I don't never vote.
Understood.
Well, going back to baseball.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, going back to baseball.
There we
Going back
go.
to baseball. Being
That was just like, You said I didn't have to hold my tongue. So
You
that's-
did. No, you did. I didn't. Okay.
But we understand.
Yeah, feel
But
me?
you see what happened last year, though. You seen what happened. Like voting actually made a damn difference.
It really did. But I wasn't one of those people who made a difference. No,
not part of that system.
at all.
Yeah.
Didn't even care to go. Like,
Right.
I got the messages. My mama hit me up. Shit,
Yeah.
my daddy even hit me up.
Folks
Oh, you
knocking
gonna go
on the
vote?
door.
Yeah, I'm gonna go vote.
Can he vote?
Shit.
Huh?
Can he vote?
I don't know if my dad can vote, but he asked me if I was going to vote. I don't think he
That,
can.
that shows
I don't think
concern
he
for a
can
topic.
either.
I don't
Like,
think he can.
like
They-
that
Can.
shows.
They-
Or maybe I think he might have gotten his rights reinstated, so he probably could have.
Oh, okay.
So I'm
But
not really
that
sure.
would go to show how passionate somebody would be about something if they can't do it themselves. They're making sure somebody
Yeah.
around them
Just
does.
because I can't do it,
Right.
you don't.
Right.
Look, Dad, I think I'm going to prison too.
Which I
Oh my god. Oh my
Which I
god.
think that's
Take it
a,
away
If
from
you
me.
went to prison, I would go.
which I think that's a whole problem in itself too. But maybe that'll be a different.
What?
What are we talking about? What are you talking about?
Just as far as like inmates, once they've done their time, I mean, come on, man. Like,
Yeah,
why are you
but
going to
yeah.
restrict them from?
Okay.
Give
I
them
will
their
say-
rights back. They
I
already
would
did
give
their
them rights.
time.
Hold up.
Give them the
I
rights
feel
back.
like there needs to be a probationary period. I feel like if you spent time, cool, that's your time served. But did your time served add up to anything? If you get out, hop out, and be in these streets slinging dope again,
Yeah, understood.
killing folks, robbing folks, pulling kick doors, robbing, stealing cars and all that shit, I'm
So-
not.
Well, I think the correction facilities need to fix that. Then I think they
Well, that's
need to
that's a,
fix
that's a
what
prison
I'm
system
saying.
thing. But
Yeah,
I mean, again,
right.
that's a lot of that is privately owned by people who
Yeah,
are
that's what I'm
like,
saying. I don't
fuck
think
these
that's
people.
it.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
as far as that goes, that's a concern on its own. But
Yeah.
coming out, I feel like if you were successfully changed in your mind, your way of thinking.
Yeah.
And it shows, like, I don't know, a 6-month span or a year span or something after you served like a pretty
That's-
decent sized
yeah.
sentence or whatever. Like, did your wrong? Well, I guess you can call it wrong. Yeah, you in prison, you did something wrong.
Yeah.
Did the wrong mentality only grow stronger being around people in the
Yeah.
that same track of thinking? help you or change you. You know what I'm saying? Like, or help you or make that character stronger. Because a lot of the times they go in and they come out harder. You know what I'm saying? Like it was fuck the police before they went in, and now it's like it's really fuck the police.
Really?
Now. Like, they talking about I'll die before I go back in, and they go out and and be in gunplay or something 2 weeks after they get out of prison or some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, those type of people not necessarily need to be reinstated. But if they do show true character change, yes, I do believe that rights should be instated.
Yeah, fair enough. But like I said, I think that's still up to the prison staff. If they're gonna really call themselves a correctional facility, you have to have something that's correcting their behaviors.
Right.
But anyways,
they can correct their behaviors, but I don't think they got nothing to do with the end result. Like as far as whether or not they need to be reinstated.
Well,
That's more of a
Person's gonna do what the person
court.
gonna do.
Yeah.
fine. But, I just hope for the best.
Optimist.
Hey, optimistic. Hey, like I said, not to get, not that it's synonymous with being naive or oblivious to what's going on.
There's a line.
I'm just
We
saying.
got you.
I'm just saying that there's,
We
we
don't call you out.
we can't go on with life just thinking that ain't no way out this shit. you know what I'm saying? So it's a way
It's
somewhere.
deeper than that, but I got you.
it's a way in all ways, man. In all situations, this is way in all situations.
Show me the way.
But yeah, deal with it.
You know the way.
Deal with it. But yeah.
Oh.
So.
One throw this in, I should have did it at the beginning of the video, man, but rest in power to DMX, man.
Yep.
If I don't say nothing else, rest in power to DMX, man. Yeah, it seems like every time we shoot, like there's a
There's a
there's a big figure that
something.
just drops.
Yeah.
I know Chadwick, he passed away in one of our episodes, like
Yeah.
we was filming, and DMX, and
Yeah.
I
There's
don't
been a
know.
couple others.
It's been At least we're maybe not on film night, but
Yeah,
but
around it.
around it. Yeah.
Yep.
What's that thing about the corner?
Hey, chill, man. Chill, man.
The juju.
Our juju brings death on celebrities.
Damn.
I ain't get that answer to number 2.
Ain't no sunshine in this corner.
My man's
Apparently.
wow.
Yo.
My man said, I've been through mad different phases, like mazes, to find my way. Damn. And now I know that happy days are not far away. If I'm strong enough, I'll live long enough to see my kids doing something more constructive with their time than biz. That's my favorite line for that. That's my all-time favorite line from that song, bro.
Yeah.
Dang. I was hurt, guy, because I found this out on lunch break when they said.
Me and you both. That's what I.
Well, yeah, you and yeah, but
I was
yeah,
like, I was thinking myself,
club.
like, dang, bro.
I was at push.
Yeah,
was
about that.
I ain't shit on lie to y'all.
Sure.
I thought he died last night.
He
Well,
might have.
It was a
because-
little rumor.
No, it wasn't. He did. He died
Oh.
this morning.
yeah, he got his
Oh, okay,
morning.
so they put it
this
this
morning.
They negated that, like somebody close to him came out and
It's
said no.
his
it's more-
producer or
Yeah.
engineer.
But you know what? Who's to say the producer didn't get the news? Like, we're gonna end up pulling plugs. So man, I guess he was like, R.I.P. man.
Yeah, well, I know he posted a
I'm
video
sure,
last night when everybody thought he was dying. He was like, "Look, y'all, DMX is still alive. Yes, he's on life support.
Yeah.
But we would like if you guys would please calm down with the memes and the posts
Yeah.
because his family needs rest and all that
Facts.
stuff." And then the next day,
Yeah.
boom, DMX day.
Yeah.
Around lunchtime today.
I guess I'll go on record and apologize for the.
Nah, man, don't.
that was that I think like
I mean, that was within
No one
the chat.
knows.
Yeah, right. That was within
What
the chat.
happens.
Man.
That was-
I know, but like I mean that doesn't sit right on my conscience. So like,
Okay.
You know,
Alright.
you noticed I got quiet. I was
oh
like,
yeah,
I
you
was
just,
like, I'm happy for you. Goddamn. Man.
right. But
Guard dog security.
anywho, yeah, that was a good show though. I like that. That was a pretty good discussion we had.
These nuts.
Yeah.
All right, then.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
talk
we're-
about all that. But,
Wow.
we're still filming.
So so this has been an episode of The Corner. This has been Politically Correct.
26 episode
Episode
26.
26.
We are hanging in there, bro. Like
Man,
this is
Four
this is
more,
something.
four more to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 more to go, then we'll be done with season 3.
Trey.
Season
Season 4.
we're moving.
Oh.
We're moving along.
He's like,
How about
about
that?
right.
Moving
About
along. How about
It's
that?
happening. It's happening.
Yeah, but
It's happening.
so definitely, as always, definitely appreciate everybody that was able to come tonight. You know, even my wife sitting there and off camera. You know, she was in that thing. So you know, when I do roll call, you know, she gonna say her name.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go down the line because she was a part of this show.
No,
Don't leave
that. Hold on. Don't leave that.
No. Sit your beautiful ass down.
Yeah, let her know,
Sit your
G.
beautiful
Let
ass
her
down.
know.
Yeah.
KLC.
All right. So just to end it off, man, we're gonna go from our right. This is
Kelsey. See, that's my baby.
Mac. Yeah.
K1.
And Silk.
This has been another episode of Corn. This is episode 26, Politically Correct. Check it out. Peace.
Then cover your 6.
Go.
Yeah. Is
Robin Thicke would be some almost white music.
Backed by Pharrell Beats.
But I mean, but then if you say that, you might as well talk about Justin Timberlake.
I did listen, right? His first album was really
Very
good.
good,
Yes.
yes.
Who's first
Robin
album?
Thicke.
Oh yes, it was
Yeah.
the best album he had.
It is.
Hands down.
It is.
Because everything after
But
that.
like, it was.
But
Once Follow left, it was pretty much done.
But yeah, backed by Pharrell Beats. He's still a white artist performing, but the beats are just not.
Almost
white
white
voice.
music.
But he's a white guy. That's not
Yeah,
almost
but
white.
almost white
But
music.
when you listen
What's
to the
almost
music,
white?
you don't think, oh, a black person.
Okay,
did that.
fine.
It's pretty
Yeah,
much
I
what
agree.
it
I
is.
agree with you
But-
because when Tina Marie came out, I definitely didn't think that was a white woman singing.
Here we are today. And
I
you
mean,
probably only
Christina
listened
Aguilera
because
don't
it was a
sound
black woman.
Oh, she don't.
You said what?
I
But
said
Christina
sister.
Aguilera don't make almost
happened?
white music.
What
Her
did you
music
say?
sounds
I can't remember.
like a sister.
You just
Don't
said it
sound
5
like
seconds
sister.
ago. Damn.
Wow.
You just said it 5 seconds ago. You forgot.
I did.
God damn it, Tony.
Let's see, what were we talking about? Tina Marie?
Tina Marie.
Oh, yeah. I said you was probably listening to her because she sounded black, and then you were like, oh, white. Okay, well, let's work her on out of the
Yeah, that's why you don't listen to her.
Let's
no more.
dial down our
How you know I don't
frequency
still
on-
listen to her
Bro.
on my pastime?
Bro, let me see your playlist on your phone. I bet I
It's
don't
on
find no
shuffle.
Tina Marie on there. I still bet I don't find no Tina Marie.
So if it's no show,
Yeah, what the shuffle got to do with it?
It shouldn't be because I listen to a bunch of shit.
I'm just saying.
That's
I'm
not
just saying.
white.
But I bet if I look at your playlist, you won't have not one Tina Marie song on your playlist. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Because you worked her out of your rotation because you found out she was white. That's what he was trying to say.
You
Oh, let me see. Oh,
This
let
guy
me see.
sees it. Thank you.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, let me see.
You ain't got to.
I said that.
Look,
I
look,
needed
look.
my teammate.
Look, he about to download one real quick.
No, I'm not.
He about to-
No, I'm not. Jesus Christ. You know what?
Oh, bro, in your shape, in your glasses, the light look green and blue.
That's
Like,
fine.
it's
Yeah,
green,
this is
green.
kinda
light filter.
Oh, that's fire. That is fire.
See, optical.
It's pretty fire.
I needed it, man, because I've been behind the curve. A lot of people have these and have had these for years. I'm just not getting them.
Well,
Anyway, I'll find it later.
welcome to the
But-
world.
I do have one on there.
Nope.
Matter of fact, my favorite song
Are
from
they
Tina
better
Marie
than
is
older
Out on a
classes?
Limb.
It's not on there.
Okay, so.
It is on there because I just said my
I'm not trying to
favorite
hear it. I'm not
Tina
trying to
Marie
hear it.
song
You ain't hear that.
is Out on a Limb.
It ain't on there.
It is
on your playlist.
If I just said my favorite
It ain't-
fucking
I don't
Tina Marie
care.
song,
I don't care.
is Out on a Limb.
camera,
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
Look at you.
Whoa, what the fuck just happened?
You escalated the beer. So the vibrations of the beer jumbled up.
That's a flat ass beer now.
Yes,
Damn
damn
flat as a bitch.
flat.
I'm so sorry.
Well, beer. I was listening to Green and Gold.
Where was the line?
Oh my god, it's everywhere. It's abundant. Yes.
Lord Jesus.
I was listening to some Leanne LaHavis on the way over here.
I'm good. Got ready.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So you're gonna pretty much lead it.
I am.
Start off. I mean, like as far as the topic itself.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all hearts and minds clear. All right, let's do this.
Oh, Katy Perry. Yeah,
What the
I listen to Katy Perry too.
Fuck Katy Perry.
Man, Katy Perry ain't make a song in ages. We
But
ain't
she
trying
was
to-
a modern
She
woman.
made it- she made
She was
it
a
when
modern
she,
woman.
before she got
Yeah,
pregnant. When she
modern
was
woman.
pregnant.
Less than
Ages.
10 years. Okay. Less than 10 years.
This was
Fair
during
enough.
COVID.
Sure.
This was during COVID.
Was it?
Yes.
Yes.
What
Cause
was
she had to do a virtual. She did a virtual music video
Concert.
at home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Katy
concert
Perry
at home.
blows. Pickles.
Wow.
I mean,
I
she
mean,
didn't get
could.
it before
I
she
mean,
went
yeah.
crazy.
What she
the
went
whole-
crazy?
As soon as, okay, see, basically about what happened was Miley Cyrus stopped being crazy, and then when she stopped being crazy, Katy Perry literally did the same haircut, did the same thing, and started
Miley
acting
Cyrus
crazy.
wasn't crazy.
Fuck if she won.
She wasn't crazy. She
So
was
she-
having fun.
She blamed all the stupid shit she was doing on weed.
On
She was having
Juicy
fun.
J
Man,
whiskey.
Come on, bro. You already know that has something to do with government. No government and goddamn on them goddamn them motherfucking Jewish people who demonic and shit
Oh, here we
had
go.
something to do with that.
Here we go.
say that though.
Yeah, like that council.
We
So it's
you don't know how much I've had to cut out about him talking about everybody getting fucked in the ass. Like,
yeah, I did not. That was Kelsey.
nigga,
Like,
you a
come on.
motherfucking liar.
Kelsey
You-
said that, and I was just letting y'all know it's
No.
the truth.
The leader on that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey
Yes.
man, all them
You,
niggas.
you made it hard
ran
press.
with it.
He was like, yo, everybody that you love, everybody that was hot, they
I
got
ain't
fucked in the
saying
ass.
everybody that you love. I'm
You know
just
what I
saying
mean?
All the rappers
Talking about as far as
all
artists
these
and stuff.
celebrities
getting fucked in the ass.
getting fucked in the booty hole. That's how it is.
See, Kelsey threw it up and he ran with it.
Yeah,
Pretty much
you
what
wanna get an album in the booty hole.
I mean, it's
A number one album.
That's dead legit though. Like I had a homie that was about to sign with Virgin in Jacksonville, and
Virgin Records.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and got into the meeting room and they started laying out terms and conditions. He was like, "Yeah, so I'm gonna stop you right there."
You ain't gonna be no virgin. You know, we signed this.
Yeah, but here we get fucked around.
He said he stood up and walked out the room. I was like, "Damn, son, that bad?" He's like, "It's that fucking bad."
Hit
Bro.
with Suge Knight said, we gonna change you.
Right.
They told him, look, if you
Like,
want
this
a
is
triple
true.
platinum album, you're gonna have to eat a little baby. And he was like, oh hell, dog. I'm telling you for real. Alright. Shit.
I'm not saying that's a reach because I'm sure
Talking about a
shit
newborn,
like that's
man.
happened. But I mean, man, I don't think it applies to every artist.
Oh, you want that record to go gold? See, if you want it to go gold, you're gonna have to have sex with this 2-year-old little baby. Really? I'm telling y'all, bro, this shit. Hey, I'm just the messenger. Don't kill, shoot the messenger, whatever the saying is. Is that a camera? That's fire.
No, it's not camera. It's the light for. What you talking about? The red light? It's a Roku.
Oh, y'all nigga fire, boy. I would have never thought of doing that. I would have just put that bit right here. Okay.
Elijah would have ran off with that thing.
Exactly.
Wow.
Ooh. You know.
Ooh.
Right, hold the
You
power.
know, I ain't doing all that.
It's a y'all nigga five.
So let's do this.
Let's get it.
Alright, politically correct.
Let's make
Phones
it
on
right.
vibrate.
Phone on vibrate. Damn,
No,
mine's on
it's
vibrate.
not.
Getting to you.
Mine on one recording. Let me check.
My phone is definitely not on vibrate, but nobody calls me anymore.
Oh no, we call you. You
Because
just
they
don't
got
pick
shit
up.
so you're not picking up.
Exactly.
Put this shit on vibrate, guy.
Wow. I don't knock the fuck out.
Put this shit on
Y'all
vibrate.
know I'm a hard
I mean,
sleeper.
ain't nobody ever said nothing about the reasoning behind you not picking up. They just
This
agree
is what it is.
collectively that you don't pick up
This is very hard.
and are a little questionable on the return calls.
Yes.
Yeah, that's definitely my
Yes.
bad. Because I could at least do that.
Yes.
I just be I'll be
You
like-
could, you know.
like,
It'd be nice, but you know, we understand, I guess. We've been used to it for years now.
Oh yeah, yeah. It
my
ain't.
friends know.
Yeah, man.
My friends
We're okay. We've grown from this.
know.
I think
Nah,
it's
except
funny
for
when-
except for that one nigga, boy. Woo wee.
Yeah, nah, it'd be a couple of them. actually.
the man
Ah,
girl.
Mm-hmm.
The man girl.
I think it's funny when Kelsey be tripping about some shit you've been doing since middle school. Like, it's, welcome to the club.
We're used to it.
It happens, man. Definitely happens.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
Damn, I want to go to work today for tomorrow. I be thinking about work when I'm off of work. That's bad.
That's how it be. As soon as you get off, it's
Fuck, boy, I feel like you ain't even off. You still thinking about fucking work.
Hell yeah.
like I got a day and a half.
What be the worst is when you dream about work, bro. That
I
shit.
used to.
Shit.
I
Oh,
used
God,
to.
I hate that shit.
And then your alarm wakes you up.
Yes, bro.
Then you gotta go to
Then
work.
you gotta
Then you gotta go to work.
Boy, I'll be so fucking hot driving around. It's some fucking bullshit, bro.
Oh,
Like,
nah, man.
I ain't even getting no off time. Like,
I had a dream about basic training in basic training.
Oh,
Do you
damn.
know how fucking livid?
I was.
Woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and had to go exercise and shit.
Man, I mean, in my dreams, drill sergeant, man, just get in your face. 4 o'clock in the morning. Y'all get your motherfucking asses up.
jumping around like
Man,
that.
I'm like, damn, y'all niggas was just in my dream.
All right, drill sergeant, you being a little extra. We hear your ass. You got stumped too.
Then what?
You heard what the hell I said.
What type
You
of
ain't gonna do that,
psychological
no.
bullshit y'all got going on? Y'all in the dreams, you wake me up at all hours of the night.
Bullshit.
That.
I gotta go crawl in the mud at 2 a.m. tomorrow because I ain't wake up
Right.
in 10 seconds. Like,
Yep. Yep. Some dumb shit. Some off the
stupid
wall shit.
Yeah.
Bro, man,
Alright.
boy, they made your life.
Hell.
What the fuck? This shit.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey, no. Alright. I'm a little stuffy, I'm a little deaf, so.